So I'm going to talk a little bit about a few things today. A big part of it's going to be energy. I'm going to teach you guys about credit. All right, I want to always be educating you about credit. And then I'm just going to teach you some doctrine. So there's things, everyone's got opinions. In my opinion, there's some things that are they're non-negotiable. You can pretend like it's not true, but it's going to be true. Light shines in the darkness. There ain't no opinions that are going to stop that from happening. There's consequences to your actions. There's no opinions that are going to stop that from happening. So, first things first is your energy is what people are going to buy off. They're going to buy off your conviction. They're going to buy off your confidence. So I sent that post last night in the Visionary U chat. Did anyone remember what I sent? To fall asleep, you got to act like you're asleep. All right. So to be successful, you got to act like you're successful. To get a deal, you got to act like people are buying, right? And you got to believe that, and you got to have that energy with every single customer. Everyone's signing up. Everyone wants to do this, and you just got to change your mental. And once you get there mentally, first you make it in the mental world, right? And then it's going to be built into the spiritual world. So that's our job, is to become creators and bring our mental world into the physical world. And you got to win that physical game first. I think that what Chaz was trying to say is it's kind of like your doctrine, your principles, the way you see the world, that's going to affect your mental. And then your mental is going to affect your habits. And your habits are going to bring to pass the reality that you want. So you kind of start with the principles that you believe. The biggest principle that people are really missing out on is this victim mindset. It's literally opposite of what you want. To be wealthy, you have to have this solid foundation up. To be poor, you have to have this weak foundation up. That's the only difference. And the only difference is absolute ownership, right? You want to be in control of your reality. And if you don't think that you're in control of your reality, you won't be. If you think you are in control of your reality, you will be. You can be like the own little creator God of your world. It's like magic. If you believe it, if you believe that everything that's happening to me is a result of things that I've done, this is a manifestation of what I'm creating, well, that's a cool belief. That means you can have whatever you want. It's all on you. Or you can think, I had a hard upbringing. I've heard some crazy stories. Daryl's been home raided, shot with a shotgun and stuff. I've heard some crazy stories, and you can either be like, "Hey, that's just my life, right? That's just my life. I'm a victim," or you can be like, "I'm not a victim. I have an abundant mindset. The whole world comes from me." You guys have heard that. It's not really from Timothy Chalamet, but he says it. He says you have to realize that life is coming from you, not at you, and that takes time. So these are all true things. So that's I'm going to get off my energy blurb here. I'm going to point this out to you guys with a very obvious mental exercise. On Tuesday, Joshua gave you a homework from me, the Bright House Academy, and he told you this is how he went from 1 set a week to 5 sets a week. So last week I went over our values, GIDSOM, gratitude, integrity, discipline, sacrifice, mastery. So the mastery point of our values is you have to get better every day. You should be spending an hour getting better every day. It's not easy to go knock doors for 6 hours. But what would be crazy is to do that without a sharpened blade, without really saying the right words. It'd be crazy. It'd be the wrong thing to do. So guys, this is just I'm going to point out to you these really simple, it's actually really simple ways that you're not actually doing everything you need to do. I don't know what you don't believe. Do you not believe that I've done this? So why don't your behaviors align with that? I bet you I could look at your guys' phones. You probably scrolled for an hour. But did you do the homework for an hour every day? Bring it to me on Monday. Let me grade it. Just write the top line. Honestly, I could get this whole thing done in one night. And honestly, guys, this is going to be hard to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth. The reason I'm the best is just because I do things that make me the best. And I'm not any better than you. You have exactly the same potential I have. The reason I'm the best is just because I do the things the best would do. What would the best have done in this situation? I would have gone home and I would have had the whole thing done the first night. And I would have given it to me the next day. Hey, grade me early. I want to be the best early. I want to get your feedback today. Today's Tuesday. I want the feedback on Wednesday. I don't want to go back out for 6 hours to only get one set that doesn't sit. You see what I'm saying? We're hustling, but we don't know. We need to download everything I've learned. That's all I want to do to you. I want to give you everything I have. I do. Every single dollar, I want you guys to make exactly as much money as I make. I don't think it's anything I have. It's a process. I think it's just things that you do. And a lot of it's showing up every day and just being willing to fail and get better every day. But this is part of getting better every day. You guys catch what I'm putting down?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what it's going to look like, it's not hard. I got it on video. I'm going to post this on YouTube. I post stuff so people can't deny that I said it to them. I've got a video of me saying to all these guys in September, they were selling this new deal I'd never heard of before called Thrive.
And I told them to.
Where it was like free. It was literally too good to be true. It was literally free solar. It was literally free solar. And I said to them, do not sell this unless you couldn't sell anything else. And it's on video. I said, sell a loan, sell a PPA. If they would not buy anything else, you're already in-house. You already drove 2 hours up there and you just want to sign them up for something that just Hail Mary, right? Sign them up for S-chip. And these guys went and signed nothing but S-chips for 2 months. They didn't put any normal deals through. They didn't get paid on their S-chips. I paid $1,000 of engineering for every S-chip application. We did 100. So how much money did that cost me?
$100K right there.
Cost me $100,000.
That's someone's yearly
So who was taking the risk? Only me. None of those deals got approved. None of the free solar went through. Then they had the gall to go tell their friends that Tom wasn't paying out on deals. That's exactly what happened. No one's ever not been paid on a real deal. And I have video recording of me saying these aren't real deals, but if you have to do it, do it. But people didn't listen, and then they judged me based off of their lies. You know, and I had people come work for me last year, and they lied. They said I'm working, they weren't working. They got kids to take care of, they want an advance, I help them out, I keep them on for months, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. But my point is, it's people, you will hate me if I allow you to be a loser. You've come into my program. If I look the other way and I'm like, oh, like he's just not getting anything done. He doesn't have any sets or sits, but I love him. I take care of him. I don't want to fire him. After 2-3 months, you'll start to resent me. You'll think that I'm a bad leader. You'll blame me for not holding you accountable. So now, the reason I'm going to be a dick, and it's going to be like, wow, why is Tom such a dick? Is actually because I love you. It's actually because I want what's best for you. And a lot of times what's best for you is for me to look you in the eyes and say, get out. I got clarity on this from Chaz, where he said, you don't reward disloyalty with disloyalty. You reward disloyalty with distance. Just separate. I don't need that. I don't need that. Go away. We'll see who needs who. You know what I'm saying? So guys, it's actually too easy. It's actually too true. Like, I am the boss. I am telling you to do that. Josh already told you to do that. Why isn't it done? Because you had other stuff better to do. You wanted to play video games. You wanted to scroll. Open up your phone. Find out exactly what it is. I promise you that it did not make you money. If it did make you money, it was $30. I don't know. Some feet pics. I don't know what you did. But I'm going to read you guys a scripture along those lines. So this is literally my favorite scripture. Behold, it is not meet, it is not good that I should command in all things. For he that is compelled in all things, the same is a slothful and not a wise servant. Wherefore he receiveth no reward. If you need to be told everything to do, you are slothful, you are not wise, you receive no reward. If everything you do, I have to compel you to do, you don't get anything. Because it's me that made you do it. We get exactly who is the agent, who is expressing their free will. If you express your free will to do many good things of your own free will, you're going to get the blessings from it. If I have to whip you and be like, do it, I'm going to get the blessings because I made you do it. It's he who's exercising the will. It's he who's exercising the agency that's going to reap the reward. Verily I say, men should be engaged, anxiously engaged in a good cause, and do many things of their own free will and bring to pass much righteousness. You need to be anxiously engaged. As much as you are anxiously engaged in smoking and dopamine scrolling and Tindering, whatever you're anxiously engaged in, you're thinking about it all day, be anxiously engaged in a good cause. That cause right now is taking care of your future family. That cause right now is taking care of yourself so you can be worthy of your future spouse, so you can be worthy of good children. And if you don't think that's true, if you got some other vision for yourself, I got some solar sales teams you can sell on. But this seller sales team is like, we believe in true foundational principles of eternal life. We believe in family. We believe in growth. We believe in brotherhood. And the people that are all about me, I believe in me. I'm going to take for me. I got some solar sales teams you can work on. And I actually will wish you love and goodness. Like, go out there and get it on the right team that's aligned with your values. But you need to be anxiously engaged in a good cause. If that good cause is being as lazy as possible and like getting away with as much laziness as you can, that's not it. That's not a good cause. For the power is in them. The power is in you, wherein that they are agents unto themselves. You are an agent unto yourself. And inasmuch as men do good, they shall in no wise lose their reward. The power is in you. You are an agent unto yourself. Inasmuch as you do good, you will not lose your reward. No one can take that from you. When you of yourself do the right thing, no one can take the good that's going to come to you. But when you of yourself don't do the right thing or do the bad thing, no one can stop the consequences. That's doctrine. This is just true. You can go into the universe for 1,000,000 years. You're going to find out this doesn't change. But he that doeth not anything until he is commanded, and receiveth a commandment with a doubtful heart, and keepeth it with slothfulness, the same is damned. Damned. Stopped. Blocked. You can no longer progress. He that does nothing until he's told, receives that what he's told with a slothful heart, a doubtful heart, and keepeth it with slothfulness. You don't do anything until I tell you what to do. When you do it, you're like, oh, fine, I'll do it. You aren't going to get anything. If you won't knock doors, and you're like scrolling all day, and you're like smoking, and you're doing whatever you got to do, and I'm like, dude, stop, get out there and work. And you're like, oh, fine, I'll do it. You won't make money. You have to choose to do it yourself. You have to, of your own volition, of your own free will as an agent, I'm going to go get that money for myself. I'm going to go do it. No one's going to command you to do that. If you need to be commanded in all things, go work at McDonald's. That's what your job is. That's who you are. You're not going to be a boss. You're not going to be a wizard. You're not going to be a mage. You're going to be a joker. The word of God is a two-edged sword, sharp for the dividing asunder of both joints and marrow. It's going to cut you deep, and it's going to be true. And that fear you have of the truth is what you got to let go of. That's why integrity, Chaz was talking about integrity today. Honestly, if to start with the truth. What is the truth? And let's work from that. There's really nowhere you can't go. There's nothing that Jesus can't forgive you for. Let's start with the truth. You'll see that the lies were given to you by the master of lies to tell you to stay in your lie, to keep you in prison. Just tell the truth. It's actually not that big of a deal. You're actually just lazy. That's okay. You're human. You have a body. All it wants to do, it naturally was trained by DNA to just be as lazy as possible to optimize its energy output. Right? I'm not judging you. No one's judged. I've got a body too. I've been dealing with it, It's like, it's looking better. But it's slothful, it's lustful, it's greedy, it's hungry. I got to fight with that every day. Now, let's do it together. Let's talk about the truth and let's do it together. Let's bring each other up. So that's it. I'm going to get off my soapbox and talk about credit for we're out of time, but you guys are having fun, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Kevin. So credit, guys, is actually pretty easy. I need you guys to get your credit up because I don't have enough credit. Businesses, dude, no banks want to lend to businesses. We did $10 million last year. They don't want to lend me a car, right? But they're happy to lend my personal self a car. You know why? Because businesses go out of business. Persons, you can send them to collections and prison and stuff. So they're down to give you a car on your personal credit. So I want to get everyone a car. I want everyone to have their own Model Y. I don't want to put it all on my credit. I want to put it on your credit. So to get a car, I think we need a 720. We want to get a Model Y for everyone. So I'm looking at credit. A lot of times there's three things that are going to keep your credit down. So the first thing is debt that you haven't paid back that you should have. And by the way, this is there's a little bit of spiritual stuff attached to this too, right? Spiritually, if you have obligations that you made and you're not paying them back, there's going to be a karmic retribution for that. You shouldn't take stuff from people and sign contracts if you don't plan on keeping them back. You're trying to steal from them. You're just going to send it to collections. You're going to let it go. So you got to really think about, if you want to do something like bankruptcy, we can talk about that. But there's usually a dollar amount. What's the dollar amount that is owed and past due debt. Because a lot of times you can make that's different from a minimum payment. You might have $6,000 of debt, but the minimum payment's only $700, right? So the amount that's owed and past due, anyone that wants this car, they're gonna come sit down with me and I'll talk to you about it. And the first number we're gonna find out, just get a credit report, it's $25. What's like owed and past due? Hey, I got, like maybe you had a $10,000 scholarship and you never paid it back. Well, I would find out what they want you to pay. So what you do is you go to your debtor and you say, what's like the minimum you would take to like not put this on my credit right now? You owe me $5,000. If you give me $500 or if you give me $100 and I feel like you're going to pay, then I won't really report anything. So you can find out how much you have to pay them to like be on good terms and then like a new monthly. And a lot of times it's a lot lower than you think. Like maybe you only have like $400 that went to collections. I looked at someone's credit yesterday and they had $600 that went to collections and everything else was good. Everything else was fine. Their credit utilization was great. They didn't have any missed payments. It was just the stuff in collections. So that means all I have to do is just pay that off. So the cost of fixing that credit was, I'm just going to pay this credit off. It's $600. And now I can get a Model Y that's leased. That's way cheaper than renting a car for $500 a month. So let's just pay that. It's going to save us all more money. So find out what's owed and past due. Get an exact like payoff amount that's owed. It's probably going to be easier than you think. So the point of this first step is kind of identifying how bad is the issue. Are we talking about a mortgage payment, $800,000 in debt? Are we talking about $500 that went to collections? Or are we talking about a $50 credit card that you forgot? That happened to me this summer. I was so mad. I bought a water at Planet Fitness and it went on an old card that I don't use anymore. It was $1.99 and then it went 60 days past due. So like tanked my credit like 50 points. I was like, I don't check that card and it wasn't. Yeah. I'm like, I pay like literally $100,000 a month for debt and they're mad I missed $1 just because it went 60 days past due. So that's the biggest thing there is owed past due, getting that all up to date. That's like probably the biggest impactor for your credit. The second impactor for your credit is going to be your utilization. Well, think about it. You own a $10 million business. What does it cost to run your business? I didn't make $10 million. I spent $10 million. See what I'm saying? So this building is $15,000. I've got 10 vehicles. They're all $1,000, And I am counting my payroll when I say that. I got a lot of guys that work for me. I pay them. So utilization is how much of your credit you're using. So if you have a credit card that has like a $10,000 limit and you're using $3,000 of your credit, what's your credit utilization rate? It has a $10,000 limit and you're using $3,000. You're using 30%. If you used all of it, you'd be using 100%. You're using 30% of it, so it's 30%. You want to keep your credit utilization below 30%. So if you have money in your bank account, but your credit card is above 30% of its credit line, pay it down. So that at the end of the month, the bank is going to say, oh, he's only using 30% of what we gave him. Just think about it. Like imagine if you wanted to go and someone's asking you for money, and then you asked them, hey bro, do they owe you any money? He's like, yeah, I gave him $1,000 credit, and he used all of it. He literally took all $1,000. I don't want to give him new credit. But if he's like, hey, I gave him $1,000 of credit, but he's only using $300, you're like, oh, okay. So he's not even like, he's not maxing out his cards. Don't max out your cards. If you do, pay them down every month. I pay off my cards in full every month. That way it looks like I have all this credit, but I'm not using it. So that way banks are always down to give me more money. So owed, past due, utilization. Then probably the other one I see is like collections. You just got to make sure nothing's going to collections. And if it is going to collections, there's ways to negotiate that or talk to the person you owe or talk to the collections report people, get with them. I've seen some people say, hey, I get out of collections by saying, hey, to legally have this in collections, you have to have a contract and this, and this, and then they don't provide it, so they'll get rid of it. But if it's in collections, easiest thing to do is just pay it off. If it's too much for you to pay off, that's when you get into those more creative ways. And I would just talk to me. I'm down to talk to you about your goals. I feel like getting good credit is literally the thing that allowed me to start my business. When I was first starting my business, I was like, it's all about money, right? If you need to be paid this month, you're going to be an employee. If you're okay with, if you can last 3 to 6 months, then you can leverage that and you start to become a business. I had a lot of months where all my credit cards were maxed out, 20 grand, 20 grand, 20 grand on solar panels and batteries, and I was waiting to get paid and this and that, stretched really thin, but I couldn't have been stretched if I didn't have credit. So my credit was almost like having a sugar daddy. Hey bro, I need 50 grand. You know what I'm saying? And this is really an important tool that you want to leverage. Like all of you guys right now, you want cars. You're like, bro, if I had a car, I would have made more money. Well, let's just look at your credit and see how you can get that car. Then you can get the more money. It's actually easier. Oh, my credit's bad. I'm like, 630. I can probably get it up in 60 days. But like these are little tools. Like, bro, if you don't have a gym membership, if you don't have a car, if you don't have a Segway, I'd leverage my credit and buy all that stuff. Because that's all going to make you more money, a lot more money. Every day you work without that stuff, you don't have an internet plan, you don't have an iPad. Bro, like, yeah, get an iPhone, yeah, whatever. So now, something I didn't pull up for you guys, but another scripture I was going to talk about is stewardship. So credit's like a good way to test your stewardship. It's like these are promises you made and you kept them. So the bank's going to give you more money and you're going to keep those promises. And every day God gives you hours and time and a body, and that's your stewardship. What does you get? What's he get from that? He gave you the talents. How many? He comes back. What have you done with those talents? So credit's a really great way to practice that principle of like, here's the money you gave me. Here's what I did with it. And you'll see it's a true principle. The universe is trying to field right now. It has like an infinite amount of money, and it's trying to figure out who it can trust to give it that. So I don't know about you, but by the time I'm 32, I want the universe to be like, oh, Tom, I have $1 billion project. Can you manage this $1 billion for me? Right now, if I was in some of your guys' shoes, the universe is going to say, hell no, he can't even manage anything. He's got bad credit. He can't even feed himself. I can't give him a wife. He can't even feed his wife. I can't give him his kids. You know what I'm saying? So you guys want to be like, I do so well with myself and my family and my kids that you can give me $1 million. And then I did so well with the $1 million that I turned it into 10 million. Then the universe is going to be like, let's give him 100 million. That's just how it works. Whatever you're given, it's all about degrees of magnitude, but it starts small. I promise you, the way that you're handling your time right now is the way that a rich man handles his money. He takes it, it's a sacred thing. He makes sure he spends it in the right place. He makes sure he's not wasting anything.